Okay, let me get everything set up here. All right, welcome back, everybody. Okay, welcome in. What's Justice? Hello, hello. It is Wednesday. It is viewer suggestion day. We have a bunch of suggestions, which is awesome. I'm just gonna jump right into it today. Bionic, hello, hello. Let's move these around 1 second. Get all of this lined up, right? Breathe. Michael Scaberry, hello, hello. Welcome in, everyone. It is Wednesday. It is January 25th. It is time for the live stream. Yeah. It's end of January, which is nice. Almost. Hopefully I'll get the video out tomorrow, and then I can work on another video and see where that goes. But we got a lot of work to do this month. A lot of work to do this month, a lot of work to do next month. Give you a little update on things. I finished the Star Thieves commission piece, so that's up on Instagram. They're doing some play testing on their board game, which is really cool. So I'm glad to be a part of that. If you want to go check that out, feel free. Yeah. And a Goblin Week. Well, no, it's the middle of Goblin Week, so we got to draw more goblins. That's my plan for the day, is draw more goblins. But, yeah. What makes him so complicated? Welcome in, by the way, Druid. Ugh. Nice. Yeah, that sounds like a full character. Welcome in. Last night I made a frog folk gunslinger. Nice. Of course, hello, hello. Western Justice, I added your Fathomless Tabaxi to the list. I started playing D&D again, and it's some pre-made adventure novels, and I played Tabaxi Wizard. Nice. That was exciting. I'm glad people are getting back into it. It's always weird going through like the holiday season because just everything kind of shuts down. Tonight I'm getting back into a D&D game I haven't played for a while, which is good. Nope, that one's next week. I have alternating weeks, so I don't have to double up, which is nice. But, I'm sorry. Sounds good. Yeah, I was a little behind. I'm like, oh, this will be fine. And then I'm like, I'd better restart my computer before I do this. And then it just crashed. And I was like, I'm glad I restarted it, I guess, but I need to figure that out. So everything got slowed down. I think it's Premiere, because like times when I start doing like really heavy video editing, my computer just dies a little bit. So I usually have to like, yeah. I'm not super happy about it. Skip Cat decided, I'm gonna go outside. And then I let him outside and he's like, it's wet and cold and I hate it. And now he's asleep on the couch. So it's like, all right, great. Right, hello, hello. Yeah. Right, thank you for the bear, honey. Thank you for the $20. I do appreciate that. Thank you for supporting the channel. That's going right into the Skip Cat Wet Food Fund for the week. I gave him some food this morning and he was like, I don't want this. And I was like, that's weird. And then he was just like, I want to run. And he just started zipping around the house. So I think the narcotics are getting him. We'll see what happens. Some kind of cat thing. It comes in like a little syringe. And so like trying to wrestle a cat and shoot stuff into their mouth is one thing. And then I did that and I took care of it and whatever. And I was like sitting on the couch later and I realized that I left it on the counter. And so there's just this like cracked open tiny syringe. And I was like, this doesn't look good. This is a bad vibe. I don't like it. So yeah, I gotta be careful about that. There were also gnome pretending to be humans that cause a lot of jokes. Like gnomes in trench coats, are they just short? How do they get away with it? Actually just got into D&D a few months ago. I have yet to find people to play with my first game, though, very sadly. That is a bummer, but it takes time. And sometimes I think people tend to see things like how do I say this? It's the DPS model, right? Like everybody wants to play DPS because it's fun. But it's really hard to get a party unless you have a tank and a healer. So sometimes it does take people really like starting the initiative of like, I'm going to run a game just so I can get into it. And then, eventually finding other people that want to play it. So don't get discouraged, but yeah, maybe look into starting your own game, even if it's just like running a one shot, like a starter box campaign. Those are really fun. And it can introduce people that may be interested, but have never played. So really good. Like a priest or something who's gonna butcher his name. Jublex? Oh yeah, the ooze people. Pretty good. Try visiting a game shop in Africa. They have any groups? That's a good way to do it. Yep. There's also Paizo, the Paizo Discord and the DnD Discord have like places to look for groups. We have one here in the chat, but it does not get used very often. Usually it gets better if someone's trying to host something. Because yeah, a bunch of people just looking for tanks. It takes a while. What dice do I roll? We're rolling a d20 today. Jolene, if you'd like to just jump in, if you don't want to warm up, that's fine. Or did I miss your warm up? Okay. You don't have to warm up. I just didn't expect you to want to roll the dice already. One of the local shops works, yeah. Yeah, exactly. But I've also seen people meeting up on Discord. Yeah, Vertex Artists. It's pretty common for both of those. I'm more of the mind of, just because I'm an introvert, which I know sounds really strange. I try to coerce my friends into playing. Sometimes my family members. So you guys want to play D&D? It is always really funny when I talk about D&D in front of people, like coworkers or something. They're like, oh, I love D&D. It's like, crap. Yep. That being said, I've had some pretty fun campaigns with coworkers and stuff that were like really impromptu. It's just like, yeah, let's just hang out this Friday and play some D&D. Brian, I hope you're doing well. I didn't get to respond much to that. To appreciate it. Oh, I said the Keep Cat Fun thing already. I appreciate that. So I hope you're doing well. Warmed up a bit today, so I wanted to start early. I rolled an 18. A Leonid blade-singing wizard. Leonin. I don't know why I was to put a D in there. Yeah. Maybe Leonid is right. And Leonid is wrong. I don't know. I'll have to look it up. Nice. That's awesome. Very cool. Critical Role NFTs. Sorry. That's cool. That is really cool. I was looking up some stuff last night, and apparently Justin Roiland got booted from the Rick and Morty team because of his own personal shit that I don't need to go into. But the thing that surprised me the most, which that's a bummer, but also I get it. They apparently Adult Swim bought like 70 episodes, and I'm like, 70 episodes of Rick and Morty sounds bonkers, but apparently that's what we're getting eventually. I think they're already through most of it, like since they last ordered it. But yeah, ordering shows like that is really strange. Like I never thought about it being. Yeah, I think it's I think they usually do 7 to 8 episodes or something like that. So they basically bought 10 seasons of Rick and Morty. Yeah. Magic Missile NFTs. This is a blue one. This is a red one. All of them are garbage. Anyways. In the group I was in, had an Ascended Dragon Monk. Okay. And a Myconid Rogue. And an Asmar Rogue. 2 or 3 other Rogue Dwarf Clerics. That was pretty funny. It's pretty. Rogue groups are really fun. Like, everyone's really good at rolling, and it's just like navigating the world with a breeze. The Myconid almost one-shotted the gnome. That's pretty good. I've done something close to that. We had, what did we have? We had 3 clerics and a wizard, I think. It was the closest I've ever come. And the wizard was just yeah. All the clerics were just very chill. It works out really strangely because of the way the wizard or the cleric works. Because it really felt like we had a tank and a druid, and the wizard was just surrounded by filthy religion magic. It was pretty funny. Yep. Welcome in, Burning. And yeah, that's basically what happened. Everyone's just like, we can do magic. And he's like, it's not real magic. We're just wishing and hoping for stuff. It was fun. It was a fun campaign. How are you doing, Burning? Good to hear. Good to hear. I've learned. I was gonna say it looked like a pumpkin. It's funny. Ooh.
I'm gonna be right back. Give me 1 second. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. Phone calls. All right, what do I miss in chat here? I've been in the video game industry for 10 years. I always thought about teaching art, though. Any thoughts on that based on your experience teaching, not to derail a D&D conversation? That is a perfectly good question. It's teaching art is fun sometimes. I've spent the last like month trying to make a how to draw goblins video, and the first iteration of it was very slow and very technical, and I hated it. I hated every minute of it. So then I went back and I redid it and I made it very funny, and I'm like, this doesn't teach people how to draw goblins. And so I spent the last like 2 weeks trying to find a medium, like a middle ground. I ended up drawing like 1,000 goblins. So really, if you want to teach art, I think YouTube is a really good medium for that. I think there's a lot of great opportunities, like with social media, of making like really fast tutorials. And I've been struggling with it. But that being said, I think if it's something you want to do, will it make you a ton of money? I don't know. Probably not, especially not in the short term. But if you're good at it and you have good things to teach people, there is an audience that will eat it up. Like, absolutely. So I think go for it. Give it a try, you know? See if you can find a fun tutorial that you want to make. And if you really enjoy doing that, start doing that. And eventually I think it'll pay off. So... yeah, the Bob Ross teaching method is neat, but it is just, it still has a gimmick. Like, Bob Ross is really the reason people watch Bob Ross videos. So that being said, there's a lot of good like how to draw books out there. I had one published that I did the art for. I wrote it too, I guess. But yeah. It's a thing. It's a lot of work for that kind of stuff, but it's very rewarding. I like it. So I hope people enjoy this. Yeah, I'd want to be teaching at a college level or something, not necessarily making tutorials. Yeah, it'd be a fractional of the pay, but maybe filling in the way. Yeah, actually, that is a good point. The finding a good university to like teach at can be really tough. I was a assistant. The hell was I? I basically wasn't facultied, which was cheap of the school. And even like the assistant professors, because they didn't want to actually hire real professors, was also a cheap thing they did. So I was like an assistant to an assistant professor, and a tutor and a student teacher. Those are the things that I did. Nope. I was while I was doing I wasn't even like considered a grad student teacher. Like, it was very strange. They basically like hired me to do the game design stuff, and part of that job was that I would help teach some of the studio classes. So I basically just had to wander around, make sure people were doing their projects and help them when they needed them. But besides that, I did also like grade papers and stuff for some of the underlevel classes. So it's but yeah, never a professor, never anything. So trying to find a school that will hire you as a professor is a huge deal. Like, it's really, really important. But teaching at that level is a lot of fun. Like, you get a lot of people doing a lot of things. I'd say of the like 300 students I taught, like helped to teach, maybe 6 of them were really, really into it, and that made it worthwhile. Like, they were just so amped up about 3D modeling and stuff. It was really cool. And a lot of them are working in industry now, working for games design and stuff, which makes me super happy. So yeah, I'd say look around at your local colleges. Sometimes they have like summer teaching courses. Sometimes they have like advisory professor positions open, where you just like teach one class. That's all you do. Yeah, sometimes you can find like actual professors. I did tutorials for more technical classes like rigging animations while I was in school. Yeah. And so that's basically what I was doing too. But yeah, I would say check out your local colleges. You can always apply. Worst thing they can say is no. So go for it. I'm going to roll the dice. For those of you who are new and don't know, the way we do this is we have all of the things that have been suggested on the community posts in a spreadsheet. And people that suggest their characters in chat get added to the spreadsheet. I roll the dice and we draw that thing. So I rolled a 19. Adjunct professor. It was weird. Like, they had Jump Rope's gonna jump in and yell at people. I think my actual job title for a long time was what was it? World builder. It is a badass title, but it means jack shit. Like, it doesn't mean anything. I was also like a visual technical animator or something for the other part of it. Like, they love not making people professors, because as soon as you're professors, they have to like give you health insurance and stuff. So they have to actually pay. Yeah, so they paid me pretty well, so I don't want to complain too bad about it. But they did all that stuff to like get around it, so they could hire students, which was also kind of a boon to the students, right? So it's a two-way street that I don't want to shit on too bad. But I had a couple friends that were adjunct professors, so they basically they didn't really have their own office, and they had to just come in and teach the classes, and they got fed up with it and quit. Like, I can only think of one person who stayed longer than like 3 or 4 years, and I think he's an actual professor now. I think they finally actually get him a professor. I don't want to get into that. That's politics. So I got rolled a 19. It says, I shall express my interest in no tabletop RPGs of any variety. Shall express interest in no tabletop. I'm not sure what that means. I think so, yeah. Kitsune Brawler Man, based on an Arctic fox, more scary than fluffy. Fuzzy cute. So yeah. Kitsune Brawler. I like it. We'll do it. I'm going to delete that. I'm just thinking of the guy from Bleach. Is he? I thought he was a fox. Hmm. I thought he was a red fox man. That makes me sad. That's fine. I guess it doesn't matter. It's kind of all the same. I'm dreaming of summers off, I guess. The Vertex artist, you know, that's a thing. That's a thing. As I will say, speaking for my friends that are teachers, they like and hate that. So, you know, it goes both ways. Is someone watching Star Wars, or is that in the... It might be burning. Uh-oh. The copyrights. Nice. Oh my god, he's so cute. I'm covered in blood. Yeah. I have a question. Would someone have recommended the XP Pen 22R Pro? Currently stuck in XP Pen 13.3 for 4 years now, and actual workspace is like 64% of the size of the screen. Credit. Should I directly invest in an XP Pen 24 Pro? Hashtag not a sponsor. I have no idea. I have not used the XP pens. I basically, I love my Wacom stuff. Like, it feels super nice. It's expensive and I love it. So, XP pens. Yeah. I'm trying to think if I know anybody that uses the XP pen. Maybe Dalcor does. And I'm not sure. I think I need to make them a muzzle rounder. I think when I sit down and I have to think about whether or not to like upgrade software or upgrade stuff, I was spending, I think, 35 to 40 hours a week on my little tiny Cintiq companion, which was, I think it was a 13-inch screen. Upgrading to the 20 is amazing. It's super nice, but it required me to change my desk. So I think some things you need to look at is like, do you have the size for the upgraded equipment? Will the upgrade be super beneficial to you? My Cintiq companion was like 10 years old, 15 years old. Now it's 15 years old. Something like that. Because I bought that when they came out because I did not want to get an iPad. Because at the time iPads were terrible. And yeah, like I loved it. I loved both of those for a long time, and I love using this thing now. So I can't be the one to suggest it. I have not used one. If anybody in the chat has used one, let me know if you think they're good quality or not. I see good reviews for them online. I almost got one because they are much cheaper than the Wacoms, but I eventually gave in and spent the money on the Wacom, which, speaking of which, like that's what when I got paid to make that book, the tutorial book, that's what I spent the money on. I just reinvested in myself, and so that worked out pretty good. But yeah, I hear they're good. Yeah. Would you pay to get a Wacom, albeit $2,000? It's the calibrated screen. Out of the box, it's also a 4K screen. Yeah, I think that's the one I got. The 4K screen with the color calibration is real nice. It's super nice. Tax write-off? Yeah, I think so. I think I wrote it off of my taxes. I mean, it's a business. It's literally like that is the business expense, right? That's how I do my businesses with this thing. But yeah, like it's all part of it, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like if it's just a hobby, maybe the XP Pen is good enough, right? If I talked about this a little bit. Like, if I hadn't just done that book, and basically had that money, which was in my mind, like, that was probably one of the biggest paychecks I'd ever gotten from doing art, because it was like a 3 or 4 months project, and struggling through using the small screen. I was like, I want to be better at this. We're gonna do that. If my Cintiq companion had broke, I was gonna get one of the larger XP Pro pens, because they're much cheaper, and so like I would have actually absolutely jumped on that, but things just worked out, and it was like, you know what, now's the time to spend the money. So, and all of those things need to be considered when you're thinking about upgrading your gear. You know, bank account, space, viability of, like, you know, can you afford it? So all of those things, yeah, worthwhile. That being said, I used that Cintiq companion for a long time. Probably a lot longer than I should have, but so I like to drag my feet when it comes to spending money. Yep. And that's kind of, I think that's the other thing about, like, hobbies versus like business things. With a hobby, you might not be using it as much, so if there are little things that bother you, you know, it might be worth saving the money. But if you are doing something like as a job for so many hours a day, sometimes it's worth spending a little bit more money. A good example of that is like office chairs. I used to just buy the cheapest office chairs possible. But then once I started working from home, it's like, oh man, I need to spend more money on these chairs. They're bad. So oh no. Can you guys not hear the Discord today? Has it been super quiet all day and I've just been letting people talk and it sounds like I'm doing nothing? Because that's awful. Dude, give me some. Oh god. Hold on. Who'd you get a message from?
Someone in the Discord asking if it was okay to join the chat thing, and I explained, was like, you can jump in, you just won't be able to talk.
Yep. Don't cheap out on chairs. Okay, now you guys should be able to hear everybody. Thank you for bringing that up. Yeah.
Testing.
We have a whole bunch of people in chat today, so that is a thing. But yes. Thank you for bringing that up. Let me get everything back to where we're going. We have Druid. We have Corvus. That means you missed all of Druid's explanation of like college stuff. So I apologize for that.
Oops. Oh well, it does not bear repeating. We've passed it at this point.
But that's why I went quiet for a lot of those things, because people were talking in the background. You can hear. Okay, good. Have you ever considered like making a full painting on only one layer just to rework your fundamentals from time to time? Yeah, I do that from time to time. I do a lot of my painting on. I have like a set number of layers. I usually have my line layers, shadow, highlight, flats, and then like ambient occlusion layers. So I usually have about 5 layers. Every now and again, I will take those and I will just merge them all and then like do really fine cleanup work for like a final sticker and stuff. So
as a person who primarily does like a traditional painting style, I rarely will have a painting with more than 3 layers.
I want to do as a hobby and eventually make some commissions down the line. And in 5 years, why not working with the indie game studios? Yeah, then I think you can get away with one of the bigger, smaller tablets, as long as it does everything you want to do. Because that's the biggest thing that I had a problem with the Cintiq. Because it works, it still works. Like if I go somewhere, I can bring it with me, which is awesome.
But the problem I was having with it is the way I worked changed. And I'm not drawing. I'm just fiddling around with stuff. Hold on a second. Let me talk about this, but let me get everything set up so I can actually see the chat and get back to what I was doing. Okay, Boxer Fox. The way I was working was changing, and so I was doing a lot of animation and art, and so using the Cintiq because it was a standalone product, it wasn't part of my my computer setup where I stream everything. I basically had to reroute it through a capture card, and then saving out video caused me to have to transfer large files from that to my desktop so I could edit them. It was a whole big hassle. And that in itself, which initially when I bought it and I was at the university, having it be its own thing was what I was looking for. Like, it was the most important part. So just switching between those was causing me a ton of headache and a ton of time. So the one I got now, which is just a peripheral, so it's just basically a monitor, works so much better for what I'm doing now that the upgrade made a big difference. It was really smart for me to do. In my mind, made a smart decision for me to do. So yeah, like I said, just it's something you have to break down. Besides, just like, is this a good product? Because I think they are. I don't know. I haven't tried them per se. I think I used one a while back, and they were pretty smooth. But I would check out some tutorials. Really see if you know anybody that has one, or go to a store that sells them and just play with it a little bit. See if you like it, because some of them, like the Apple pens, I really don't like the way they are out of the box. And like Dalcor got his tablet with like the paper screen protector or something. Like, there was a whole bunch of things that worked that eventually made me like, yeah, this is nice. I actually kind of like this. But at the end of the day, it was all these extra things that kind of appeased my issues.
Right. Which, because it's Apple, all of those extra things have exorbitant extra costs.
And so Wacom kind of just cuts out the middleman. Is like, we only sell it with the good stuff. So here you go. And I was like, yeah, we'll do that. It's fine. So I don't know. Yeah. Just at the end of the day, you buy what you want and you like it, I hope. But I think you could probably get away with the XP stuff. Because like I said, I was going to buy one if like my computer ever broke. That was the plan. It's like, I need enough money saved up so that if this explodes, I can grab one of these. Those kind of plans are, still good. Axel, hello. The paper screen was much of a game changer from being able to actually draw on my iPad. Yeah, exactly. It's super weird. And yeah, as for waiting for indie game studios, like, you might as well start drawing what you want. See if people like it. It always surprises me the amount of I'm gonna draw like Brad Pitt here. Here we go. I'm just gonna go like super flexed. Yeah, having a plan of wanting to join like an indie game studio is really good. And then it's just, start working on your portfolio and stuff. And I think the less barriers to entry you have, the more interested you're going to be in doing that. And so if you can save some money and get a functional tablet now, that's a good starting point. Versus like waiting 2 or 3 years to buy the better version. Better technology doesn't always, make your motivation go up.
Yeah.
I used like a $20 bamboo for a long time. And then I eventually upgraded to a $300 bamboo. And my art did not really improve. And then I upgraded to the Cintiq. And it did, because all of a sudden I was able to draw more fluidly. And now this bigger one, I just have more resolution, so I can be cleaner. Easier. Not better, just a little easier. Vertex, because I wanted to build a huge portfolio and mainly improve my fundamentals, and also fully understanding digital art. I would struggle with some logics. Yeah. I also want to try to work on friends on a mod. That's super fun. It's a good project. Having experience working on mod will help you get in the industry. Yeah, I think that's a really good idea. The Riddle of Steel also applies to drawing implements. Riddle of Steel. I don't know what that means. It sounds really familiar. I feel like I should know it, but I don't.
Y'all have art tablets? I'm still using a laptop trackpad to draw.
Ooh, Dark Kitty, you are I feel sorry for your
You poor
trackpad.
sweet summer child.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Druid did the first like 6 months drawing with us with a mouse, and we all just cringed.
Hey,
it was good. It was really good art.
Work okay.
Yeah. But it was also like just watching you suffer.
It was I would not say that it was really good art. It was fine, but it was not a good representation of what I could do because it's extremely limited, right?
Yeah.
Extremely limited.
Understanding art principles is half the battle.
Yeah.
And then being able to perform with your tools is the other part. So if I had to draw with a mouse, I could probably do it. It would not be fun for me. I would not enjoy it as much.
Yeah. Right now I'm at the point where I'm like, I don't really enjoy Aggie so much because like we only have this round brush, and the round brush is good for a lot of things, but like I'm starting to branch into an area of painting where it's kind of not enough for my style. Like I can make it work, but I have to do a lot of heavy lifting in order to get what I want out of it. So
a big part of the Aggie, like we're using Aggie.io. We tried using Magma Studio so we could get the brushes, and it just kept crapping out on us, so I stopped using it. But a big part of this was supposed to be like community, so people could draw with us, but we don't do that as much. So I'm not sure if I'll keep doing that or not, or if maybe Druid and I will start branching out into like actual programs.
Hey, I'd be happy to teach you Krita.
I know how to use Krita. I just hate it.
I'm a whiz at making brushes now.
Good. I feel like I did not make this a fox. Is it too pointy of a nose? Is that what I've done? Do foxes have little round snoots? I'd like to work on hybrid art using 3D and implementing 2D concepts. Yeah, that's super reliable. Yeah, you can do that. Just grab Blender and ZBrush, and you're good to go. ZBrush is on my wish list: personal artist, Blender, use Krita, Photoshop. Yep, those are all good.
Foxes have pretty long, narrow snoots.
Okay.
So with Photoshop, it looks like a hog.
I could see that. If I made the ears a little sharper.
What did I do?
They have kind of a flatter face, I think, is the problem. I need more cheek pooch. More cheek pooch. That's better. Yeah, don't get too tripped up. There are industry standards, but those industry standards are constantly changing. And really just learning the basics and being able to adapt is also highly functional. Normally, and some advice I can give from industry is if you want to make a portfolio for a company, you should really make a portfolio for the company you want to apply for. Which sucks because like in a lot of my college, they're like, oh, be a generalist, be good at everything. Really, once you get into a job, like knowing how everything works is super great. And that's great if you want to be like a leader, but they really want to hire people for what they're good at. So if you want to work at Bungie on like just one type of thing, see how Bungie does it, show them that you can do it, and then show them what you can bring extra to the table. Maybe bigger ears. Which have bigger ears?
Jolene rolled a 10, by the way.
Oh, Dylan rolled a 10? I'm sorry.
I'm back.
Not sure if you saw the message. I did. I totally missed it. I apologize for that. A 10 is going to be a humanoid with a Pennywise-like maw and hypnotic eyes.
Creepy clowns. Did I make you draw creepy clowns last time? The dice are kind of vicious.
Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes they funnel me stuff that I actually want to draw.
That's true. Okay, ears more forward, I think helps. I'm spending a lot of time trying to draw a fox and not making it a brawler.
Yeah, Arctic foxes have very fluffy, kind of rounded ears. They're kind of rounded and a little bit shorter than red fox ears, so that they're less susceptible to frostbite.
Ah. Well, they wanted less floof and more vicious, so I think I'll go with this. Which in my mind just means like tiny wolf. I think you could be a wolf kitsune. I would be fine with that. Like I'd let you make that happen. Just
Like-
take away your dexterity bonus and give you like a strength bonus.
Yeah.
I mean, probably the only reason there isn't one is because wolves are not really native to East Asia.
Sure.
I'm assuming. That's making a large assumption there. Because
There
I'm just gonna
are wolves
say-
everywhere, I think. I think there are wolves, or at least there were at one point in time.
Yeah.
there were at one point. They've been extinct in East Asia for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
Which is why they don't actually have any like folklore about wolves. It's all foxes and wild dogs.
I haven't had a more satisfying nat 20 in D&D than when my necromancer killed a creature with 87 damage and inflict wounds. That's pretty good.
Damn.
Do a laugh by my to earn my first tablet, the Intuos 4L. Okay, that was like my third tablet that I got, which was great. I love that Intuos 4. I didn't get the large one though. I had to participate in an art contest. The challenge was to draw a full scene of foxes. That's awesome. People hire others that can do and almost seem to like doing what they need to be done. Yeah. Is Rookzer0 a chess reference like Rookmate? Kind of. Yeah, it's actually closer. I think a lot of people.
The initial iteration of that name was
Based off chess and not the bird. There's a little
I
bit
assume
of trivia.
bird.
Yeah, a lot of people assume
Same.
the bird. Just draw a Nosuke. I do love a Nosuke. Wild dogs in India are pretty intense. Yeah, I bet. Japan used to have wolves. Past tense. Oh, it was supposed to be a human clown.
Yeah, like humanoid.
creepy.
They didn't say clown specifically. They just said
They said-
Pennywise like Ma.
And hypnotic eyes. So I don't know. I would do like a human warlock is what I would do. That's how I would take that. Or maybe a human bard that is a creepy mime. Pennywise, I guess, doesn't have to be creepy. He just is. Which I assume they want the teeth, but you know what? Once again, once I give you the prompt, you can do whatever you want with it. So humanoid. Actually, it just says humanoid too. It sounds like fan art, which is against the rules, but I didn't write that in the thing.
Yep.
So I'll do that next time.
All right, let's get this box boy done.
Sorry, Jolene, give me just a second. You'll have a little bit more room. I'm done with this mic and it. Just gotta save it out.
The mushrooms go to war.
The iteration of my name is like a 10-year process, so everything that once was is not the same anymore, and it doesn't even matter. But
What am I rolling?
D20.
D20 still. Okay.
Reroll a 20.
Okay. 16.
Surly orc bartender who is looking for a new and unique drink recipes to include in their personal repertoire, willing to trade a discount on your food and lodging for the night.
Well, you can have a surly orc bartender. All of that extra is just going to be flavor text that you can post yourself because I don't know how to draw that.
A mixologist alchemist.
Yep.
I was
know.
revisiting
But-
orcs the other day. I've been trying to figure out how I want to like biologically figure out the tusks again.
Yeah. Tusks are one of those weird things that like you can get away with them being not accurate, but like if you can get them accurate, it looks so good.
It looks so much better, yeah. Sorry, I talked over you, Corvus. What were you
Oh
saying?
no, it's fine. I was going back to names. Like I don't really remember when I picked up Corvus, because it's not a name I used in high school or anything. It's just something I picked up as a username.
I will not tell the story of where my name comes from on the internet, but I'll tell it to people. So
You can
Got it.
tell Slate.
you got to meet me at a convention for that.
You guys remember when I was Dippy Fresh?
Yep.
I like Bluest Druid better.
You're saying
Orcs
something,
having tusks is weird though, because generally tusks are defensive, and most depictions of orcs have them very much more aggressive.
If you want to make furry, there's only one street, and that's Rule 34. All right.
That's a good point. I mean, well,
I'm gonna push back. There's plenty of furry art that doesn't do it too.
Yeah,
That's fair.
furry is not all about sex. Just the most visual stuff is.
Yep.
I'm not gonna fight that battle. I was gonna fight the shoot. What were we talking about right before we said that? Oh, tusks. Yeah. I would say the boars are pretty aggro with their tusks,
Yeah.
but like
Okay,
their defense is offense. So, well,
That's fair.
Their defense is just like being tough as balls. But yeah, I don't know.
Being able to eat anything.
I guess the thing that makes it weird is like, I guess they have orcs be like predatory, which isn't necessarily indicative of tusks.
I would challenge that thought. From the from the
saber-toothed tigers is like, do those count as tusks?
Ooh, yeah,
But those are fangs.
those are fangs. Interesting. Okay, I see what you're saying. So you're saying like if orcs are aggressive, they should have fangs, not tusks. And
If they're like predatory, I guess is
Okay.
more the direction.
yeah, and so I would argue that this like the Salvatore books have a lot of stuff about orcs being not inherently aggressive.
Yeah.
And so I think some of the aggressive orc is a lot more based around like the Lord of the Rings thing of orcs being kind of championed to the, I want to say, bad side of a conflict. So they seem very aggressive, but I don't think orcs have to be aggressive. I kind of like the idea that orcs are essentially pig people. I've always liked that. I've always liked that iteration of them anyways.
Yeah, same.
So
This
I would agree
is-
those don't have to be aggressive if you're doing it that way.
Yeah, this is going to be kind of controversial, but like inspired by the YouTube channel who's doing the humans are space orcs thing.
Sure.
I am kind of enamored of the idea that like maybe there's a setting in which there are no orcs and all of the other like fantasy races call humans orcs because humans are weird, gross pig people who will eat anything and have omnivore teeth.
I think that's what
And taste like pig.
that's how The Witcher works, right? The humans are the weird. Are there orcs in The Witcher? I don't think there are.
I don't think so.
I don't think they're orcs, but it's not so much that humans are weird as much as there are two like worlds that have essentially collided.
Yeah. I think I have to stop drawing this fox. I'm gonna draw a big poofy tail and then I'm gonna get it out of your way. I guess I need to draw big muscles too. Did you guys see that Marisha Ray is gonna be in Creator Clash?
I saw.
I did not.
That's not what I wanted, but it's fine. Like, I have no say. Like, it makes total sense to see her do that. But like, I don't want to see somebody hit Marisha. It's not good.
But I do want to see Marisha hit someone.
Sure. Yeah. It was the same thing with Aaron though, like for our Ego Raptor from Game Grumps. I was like, man, I don't want to see Aaron get killed. But
Which was pretty much guaranteed because he was going up against a guy who
freaking Harley, oh my god.
Yeah, who weighed what, like 1.5 times Aaron?
Yeah.
Which, like, in boxing, that's a really big deal.
It is a big deal, yeah.
He also had, like, I think it was like 6 inches on him too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Harley's a big dude. I think the problem was they couldn't find any other large, like, Aaron's a big guy, like.
Yeah.
Which is always kind of surprising to think about. But yeah.
They're in like a bean pole, tall and lanky.
No, he's just a big dude. Like, he's like
Aaron
6.
got fat.
He's a little chunk. He was chunk at one point in time, anyways. But he's also just a big. Same thing with Harley. Like, they're both just giant people. So. I think she does kickbox or something. Oh yeah, no, like I definitely think she's capable of doing it. It's just like I did not expect to see Marisha accept a challenge like that. But then once I thought about it, I was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Out of that group, it would be Marisha.
Yeah, exactly.
I am excited for the bow jokes.
Oh yeah.
Same, yeah.
Caesar.
I am not.
Shit.
All right, I gotta stop. I'm just all over the place with this character.
You know,
I
I would half expect Ashley Johnson to accept something like that and then be immediately talked out of it by everybody else at the table.
Marisha, best of luck. I hope you don't get punched in the face, which is probably gonna happen. That sucks. I don't want to box. I was an athletic kid earlier in life. Now I'm an old man that just does not want to get punched in the face. I know this for a fact.
Yeah. I did taekwondo for a while. I'm fine with getting hit pretty much anywhere except for the groin and the head. I do not want to get kicked in the back of the head anymore.
Yep. I think I gotta call that one. Okay, I'm gonna move on to the next one. I've been beaten by the fox.
So here you go, Jared. If you
Whatever happens to the dude who went about to fight Ronda Rousey over him saying 99% can beat 99% of women? Oh man, I have no idea. I assume he got his ass beat. That's a good picture. Ari, Aaron Hansen boxing Harley. It must have sucked for Harley too. You literally can't win when they put you up against a beloved goofball who's smaller than you are. You're trying to win, efforts don't count, you lose, you're a joke. Yeah. Yep. Weird.
I mean, yeah, the weirdest thing about the tusks on any humanoid is like tusks are usually made for like rutting around in the dirt, which humanoids can't do. Like, if you can rub your face on the dirt, there's some things that we don't need to talk about. Like, it's just like
part of the thing with tusks also is that they are ever growing, like rat incisors. They're just canine teeth that grow eternally, which means that you have to deal with that shit. You have to use them you have to grind them on something in order to keep them in line. Otherwise you end up with that what's that
with a horn through its head?
rainforest pig, that tusks grow through its snout and then backwards into its brain.
go the way say wild pig or something like that. Because its tusks come from the top of its like jaw.
Yeah. Billion to ask for another roll. We got an 11. Shuni Investigator, old man cop pug in a British Bobby uniform. I want to hold you to the costume, but yeah. Shuni Investigator. I like that one.
Yep, Shuni's are little pug boys.
I've drawn Etrigan from DC. The
the demon.
the half demon, yeah. Batman's half
Man.
demon friend.
Okay, what am I rolling
Jason
here?
Blood.
Where's my die? Let's see what I can get. Thrycreen Eldritch Knight Bounty Hunter. Summons daggers and wields a shield. Nice.
You know, I'm really proud of myself for being able to remember Etrigan. I don't really follow DC. That was a deep pull for me.
I remember a show called Bully Beatdown, where the bully made the MMA fighter so mad he got kicked in the head and won and gave him the fight. Weird. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big fight watcher.
Yeah.
I'm getting smooshed. Yeah.
Like, if there are like safety precautions put in place, I'll watch it. But like that whole slap thing that was going on,
Yeah, that's real bad.
that's gonna get someone seriously hurt.
But that's why I prefer like normal martial arts, because the playing field is a lot more well regulated than MMA. And
I've known a lot of
Well-
MMA fighters in my life, oddly enough. Well, I say a lot. I've known like 2 or 3. That like I knew them. Like I knew the people that were doing it. Man, they're really into it. Yeah. They seem to get a lot out of it, whereas I'm just I just don't want to get punched in the face, you know? It's not fun.
Yeah.
It's not fun for me.
but like watching Taekwondo or karate, or even like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, it feels a lot more like skill versus skill, and less I just want to beat the living shit out of my opponent.
Yeah, I think that boils down to rules, right? Rules and competition.
Yes, absolutely.
Because like, and this is kind of a hot take. I did martial arts for a while. And as a like exercise and a means of learning how to defend yourself, I very much appreciate it. And as a sport, I just don't give a shit. Like I just like it's like no one is ever going to wait for a ref to tag in before they try to kick your ass. And so I've always had to separate those two things in my mind. It's like I'm a small child who was bullied most of my life, and like I started taking karate. I took a kenpo, but which was just like it was the closest dojo to my house. But I did that because it's like I feel terrified that someone's gonna kick my ass all the time, and I just like I'm not interested in doing forms. Like I'm not interested in like competing to do forms. I'm not interested in competing to spar with other people. I'm just here because I want to be stronger, and I want to be, more fit and ready for that kind of stuff. So it's definitely it's a different mindset. And so like, yeah, when you get to the MMA, it does feel that some of the people I knew really just wanted to hurt people, and I didn't. I'm like, I'm not into that. I'm not down for that, because they're like, oh, you want to spar? You did some stuff. I'm like, I really don't. But yeah, and I think I also knew some people that did amateur wrestling, like WWE wrestling, WWE, whatever they're calling it now.
Gotcha.
Whatever W's.
Yeah, just American luchadors.
Yes.
And they're more like daredevils than fighters, right? Like they're not there to hurt somebody. They're there to
Put on a spectacle.
And I think those guys actually just like getting hurt a little bit.
Yeah.
which is kind of the daredevil thing, right? Or the daredevil
Yeah.
and the stuntman thing. It's like, can I do this and not really hurt myself in the process? And it's like, if that's the physical challenge, and I actually appreciate that stuff more too. So it's definitely, there's different ways of looking at that kind of stuff. I could see Marisha in American Gladiators 1000% hellbent.
Oh,
I can believe it,
yes.
right? Like,
I mean, absolutely.
her-
And also, I would
Yeah.
watch that because Taliesin would be commenting, and it would be the funniest thing ever.
Yep. on the slap thing on TV, it's not like it's okay with other slap contests. Basically, on TV, allow people to punch while they're actually slapping contests, enforcing fingers only. So interesting. Yeah, I knew there were some issues with it, but I hadn't really looked into it. I talk about this from time to time. I had a handful of friends and like my friends' younger brothers and stuff that were really into Jackass when it started coming out, and that kind of spawned a whole generation of people just doing prank videos and hurting themselves and other people. And it's like, you don't have to do that. Like, if somebody has to get hurt for entertainment to happen, it's probably not really not worthwhile in my mind.
Yeah.
But like I also see, like, I think we have this remembrance of like gladiatorial combat. Like, oh yeah, they used to just kill each other. It's like, not really. A lot of the gladiators were seasoned people.
Yeah.
And they were trained to fight over and over again. And if you died, like, that was a big loss of money. So like they didn't want you to kill everybody. And the people that were killed in gladiatorial rings were usually like, well, I want to say criminals or religious persecuted people. Yeah.
Due to be executed.
You due to be executed is a good way to say it. Whether meaningful or not. So yeah. Sorry, Bernie, I cut you off there.
No, I was just going to say, gladiators are too expensive to fight to the death.
And so I guess a big part of it is like exploitation. And I think there is definitely an argument to be made about if your sport doesn't take care of the people that are participating in it, that's exploitation, like 100%. And that was a big problem with even the WWE thing is like, they basically, they were just burning through people. People would get severely hurt. And it's like, guys, you can't do this. Same thing with stuntmen back in the day. Like, it's important to protect people. And so it's kind of like, oh, you can't do these cool things anymore. It's like people almost died or did die or got hurt. Like, so no more of that. No more of that.
If that's what you want, then you can go do it.
One of my friends was I don't want to get into a dour mood, so this is probably the last thing before I switch topics. One of my friends was talking about he was trying to become a professional football player. He played through college, and he was basically asking these guys, like, why do these football players get paid so much? Because it seems ridiculous. I was saying that. Why? And it seems ridiculous that these people should be making hundreds of thousands of dollars for playing football for a year, if not millions of dollars. And he's like, well, especially some of the linebackers, like, you basically pay for 2 or 3 years, and then all the cartilage in your fingers is just shot, and you literally can't really do much after that without, horrible pain. So you have to make all of your money in the 3 or 4 years you're playing, because you might not be able to play after that. And it's like, that sucks. But like, they're going into it knowing that the companies are willing to pay them knowing that. It's just like, bleh, I don't like it. There's 50 videos saying why it's possibly dead. The gladiators are expensive. Okay. That's good. I mean, I do think that's good. I think that that's just exploitation of something, right? It's like a dumb people bar slap fight. Let's monetize it. And it's like, I don't like that.
People should just learn chess more. Let's talk about chess.
I got a chessboard for Christmas. I forgot how to play chess. Got to reteach myself.
I don't know if I ever really knew how to play chess. I think I just vaguely, stumbled my way into chess. I was like, I think this is right.
I was told I could get out of American history if I joined the chess team because they had to happen at the same time. So I did that. I did a lot of stuff like that in like middle school and high school.
Which section of American history?
I couldn't tell you.
Before or after?
Couldn't tell you. I have no idea. I just in middle school I did chess, and then in high school I did track and field, because the track and field coach was the history teacher, and he's like, if you're in my class and you want to go practice, you can do that. And I was like, yep, I'm going to join the track field. So I threw shot put for half a year, so I didn't have to go to history class.
Wait.
History is a dump stat for me.
I took a dual credit course in high school that was American history, and they didn't tell us which section of American history it was, and it was like post Civil War, which was the exact same history class I was in my normal during the normal day. I was like learning the exact same stuff over and over, just at a higher level.
How does that differ? Like, I feel like there's not a lot different you can change between a high school and college course of history. Educate
Well,
me.
they skipped over a lot of because it was like public school. They skipped over a lot of key things like Jim Crow.
Gotcha. So just
And
it was
other
more
things
in
like
depth
that.
and maybe
Public school in the South,
Gotcha.
right?
Yeah, well, north and the south, but they still skip a few things.
North of the Mason-Dixon line?
No, but we weren't in the Civil War. Like, we weren't part of the South.
Gotcha.
Remind me of how I joined the trivia club to escape from my math class in high school. We ended up going to state, so that was good. Yeah, that's kind of what happened to me. Is like, I played chess. I knew I had to be good enough to keep going because as soon as I lost, I had to like go back to class. But I didn't care. I was just like I had to learn just enough to not go back to class, and I did pretty good. I got to I think I got to the semifinals or something. But it was just a chess club. It wasn't like a cross county thing, so it was only like 20 or 40 people playing. But it's always funny when that happens. It's like, huh, this is kind of fun. I'm good at it. Nice.
I did marching band because my high school did let the marching band members waive half of their PE credits,
Funny.
or
Well,
they counted marching band as half of your required PE credits in order to graduate.
Basically told a
Which-
teacher where I was going. I think went home, and they happened to decide to do roll call on the playground that day. I was bummer.
Anyway, I did enjoy marching band, but it was way more physically taxing than what I would have had to do in the phys ed classes. So I don't know. I'm not sure if I came out ahead on that one or not.
Did you actually play an instrument?
Yeah, I played trumpet. I'm one of those annoying talented kids who could be first chair trumpet after only practicing 3 times in the year.
You and gifted and talented.
Talent is not always a blessing.
No. I just knew I would have had issues with you in high school. Like,
Oh no, absolutely. I had issues with me in high school.
I really like the slot green, Rick.
Thank you. I'm gonna give
Yeah.
him a shield over here, and then a whole bunch of daggers. I don't like talking about high school.
That's why I shifted over to Sorry Crane.
Yeah.
That reminds me.
People go berserk. I don't know. Is that a meme? I don't know if I know that meme. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, that comment kind of confused me for a moment. It just reminded me of like one of the languages that fetchlings can learn is like a bug language, because there's like shadow bugs that live in the shadow plane, and it's like they're not evil. They're one of the few non-evil things there.
Hmm.
And it's just fetchlings can learn their language.
It's cool.
Pathfinder has cool lore.
It's like they had to rewrite it.
Yeah.
Instead of just leaning on old tropes for 15 years.
Yeah. Apparently said bugs also are known for having light magic and make like magical neon signs.
Oh, so they're glow bugs. They're magical sentient glow bugs. That is cool. that is neat.
What is the... We were playing Wilder Myth last night, which is an okay game. I'm not super excited about the art style, but the game itself is fun.
NFT DnD.
Yeah, NFT D&D. And one of the I hate the magic system in it. It's a unique system, which is kind of cool. Like, you don't see too many unique magic systems, but the way it works is like you have to infuse your target. So you're like, I'm going to use that chair as my magical focus, and then you throw the chair at somebody. Like, that's all the magic works that way. But sometimes it's like you infuse a fireplace and you grant somebody fire magic for that turn. Which is novel. I don't like it. I don't like using it. But one of the level up for it is humanist. And all of us were like, the hell kind of magic is humanist magic? Like, what does that mean? And I had to look it up, and it was apparently the Catholic Church labeled a lot of the like free thinkers and scientists humanists. Like, so Albert Einstein, Da Vinci they would be classified as social humanists. I can't remember. But I think what the game was going for is non-religious wizardry. Like science thinking. And so like it let you use things like fire to give people fire magic and creation magic. But I just thought that was really funny. I've never thought about it that way. Of like, they couldn't straight up call people like Da Vinci a witch or a wizard. So they came up with this other term. Secular humanists, that was the term.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, yeah. Roll the 5. Okay, let me check. Go ahead, Corvus.
A lot of thinkers were kind of, because it was a big movement like in the Renaissance of humanism. Like, it wasn't just like Da Vinci, but it was like people like Thomas Aquinas and even like,
I think it's supposed to be like
philosophers.
The focus of human innovation and human potential over like God gave us powers. It was like people can do things, which is weird to be chosen as like a magic type, but I kind of like it.
Yeah.
A male water buffalo minotaur with lots of scars from being a gladiator. There you go. Gladiator.
Back to gladiator. I don't know a lot about humanism, but like I love anti-church Renaissance art. It like that shit gets wild. It is so weird, and so like as soon as you understand the context of it, it is so insulting, and it's very funny. And anyway, I don't entirely approve of it, but I think that it is very, very funny.
Very clever.
Does that include like the Book of Mormon musical, or is this like a Renaissance era thing?
This is Renaissance era art specifically. I have never watched the Book of Mormon musical. I think I still have too much trauma wrapped up in the Mormon Church to participate in it. Also, like growing up in it, I am acutely aware that no media that the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints has ever made has been very good quality.
Oh no, this is made by the guys that made South Park.
Yeah, it's like straight up Broadway musical.
Yeah. I have a bunch of friends that were all Mormon missionaries that just love the hell out of it, because it's just, you know, thumbing the nose at the church.
Yeah.
It's so weird that I say weird. It's not a normal thing for me to like hear people like, oh, I grew up next to Mormons. They are very much like almost non-existent where I live.
Oh man,
like,
yeah, no, Idaho and Utah, it's Mormon country.
Yep.
Like they'll send like missionaries to like my college town, and
Book of Mormon is a good time.
They send missionaries everywhere, dude.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that they call your neck of the woods specifically the Bible Belt, and it is notoriously difficult to proselytize there.
Gotta find people that don't know religion and then trick them. That was salty of me. I apologize.
That's not entirely wrong, though.
I was gonna say that doesn't sound false. Alright. We're getting sad again.
Yeah. Bucklers.
Bucklers are fun.
I think bucklers should just be a type of gauntlet. That's all I'm saying.
They kind of are running that line.
Yeah.
But you don't hold them like a gauntlet, though.
Well, you just strap them to your arm.
Yeah, you don't really hold a gauntlet either. It's a metal
But what
glove you wear.
But what I mean is, like, with bucklers, you have to hold them to be like a certain way for them to be effective.
Okay, I think
Like
we're talking about different kinds of bucklers, because you are correct. Like if you have a basically like a small shield boss buckler for fencing, that's that. The buckler I'm talking about is actually you would strap it directly to your more like a van brace, I guess, or a
Okay.
That's what I was thinking about.
A small shield.
Yeah. Which basically is just, you could just have a bracer that always has that attached to it, which is essentially the same thing. Buckler's tower shields should gain stats. They do in Pathfinder 2nd Edition.
The block mechanic is pretty cool. It's a little bit complicated at first, but once you learn it, it makes a ton of sense.
Mimicry Mockery says, Cowboy Rock Genasi Gunslinger with geode eyes. Now, what does geode eyes mean? If someone has suggested that before, geodes don't make good eyeballs. At least I don't think they do. Sell me on that. Sell me on that concept. Like, do their eyes just look like geodes, or are their eyes not eyeballs?
Yeah, like if you just want purple eyes.
What about the geode? What's the? Oh yeah, this is a good example. Visual language is super helpful for concept arts, especially for like getting concept art done. So what is it? What's the physical visual property of the geode that you want it to be present in the eyeballs? Or do you just want weird fractured? Fracture's a good visual term.
Just broken open geodes for the eyes.
Broken open crystalline structures for eyeballs. Also viable.
They are rock
Just a crack for an eye, I guess. Okay. So an unbroken geode. That's kind of cool.
Kind of, but like, have you ever? Most unbroken geodes just look like rocks.
Maybe something like the pupil. Maybe the pupil is like shows off that geode shape. That's kind of neat. But once again, like if you do that, then they just have a hole and they don't have a pupil. Which, who cares? Maybe that's fine.
Well, I mean, pupils kind of are just holes in your eye behind a lens.
That's a great point. They don't have the ability to not see. See in like everything's too bright. I only have the one focal depth.
I suppose you could do like the cones of the eyes are the crystals.
Are all of our eyes actually geodes? Is that what we've discovered?
No, all of our eyes are balls of gelatin.
They're squishy geodes.
Some can make a decent eye.
I thought you were going to say some can make a decent jelly.
No.
Man.
I'm glad you didn't. Thank you for that.
Didn't cross my mind. Because I shared the geode in the chat.
I put it on the list, by the way. It is on the list for you. God, what happened? We were playing. So Wildermyth loves to. It basically like procedurally generates a story for your characters, and like weird stuff happens to them all the time. Sometimes it's like, oh, your kid was born, and now you have this extra party member. But sometimes, like what happened, my character had the option to like
heard something in a hole in the ground, investigate it, and I was like, yeah, let's do it. And it's like, you're inhabited. It's like, what does that mean? What the hell does that mean? I don't know if I got possessed. I don't know if like my character got poisoned, if I got switched out by a doppelganger. Like it never came back to it. It just did the thing, and that was it. It was so weird. You have to wear sunglasses all the time. Yeah. My pupils are huge and it sucks. Oh, this is a real thing. Okay. I need to wear sunglasses all the time, or I will go blind. That's how Skipcat feels right now. His eyes are just like, wow, saucer plated. I'm sorry you have to deal with that.
My eyes are also pretty weird. I don't have to worry about wearing sunglasses or I will go blind, but like my pupils do dilate crazy big in the dark. Ostensibly giving me something like low light vision. Which is kind of funny, but like last time I went to see my eye doctor, when he turned out the lights, he went to dilate my eyes so that he could, check their health or whatever. And he's like, "Oh, whoa, you know what? We don't actually need to do that. We're good."
That's good.
So
my doctor doesn't have to dilate my eyes anymore because they just shoot laser beams in my eyeballs, and it costs me $30. Which I feel like is worthwhile. They're like, we can either.
Sure which way you were going with that.
Yeah, no, I mean that's the thing they offer me. They're like, okay, listen, we have this new machine, but it's not covered by the insurance, but we don't have to dilate your eyes if we use it. And I was like, $30 and we don't make your eyeballs suck for an hour. It's like, all right, fine.
Deal.
Take my money. Plus, it gets pretty cool pictures of my eyes, which I like seeing.
Also, I was going to say, Druid, so what you're telling us is you're actually a vampire or dampier.
You don't know that. I could be a fire genasi, given how much I hate the cold. And how much I enjoy extreme heat. That's ostensibly way more likely.
All I've learned today is that Druid is really good at everything in high school and can see in the dark, and therefore I think probably a tiefling. But vampire also works. You just need to see if he sparkles in the daylight.
I don't. I tan really well, though.
That sounds like sparkling to me. Druid, vampire confirmed. Blue is vampire. Is what we're going to change your name to.
Blue is vampire.
Vampire druid. Vampire druid's also accepted.
I've seen a few.
No, I'm a druid. I don't like undead.
I've seen a few dampier druids before.
Glasses company in Florida pretty much is a monopoly on their own. All the manufacturing and the doctors.
Oh, I mean that's all over the place. It's not just Florida.
Yeah. No, that is the eye care business entirely. All of the glasses companies are owned by all of the eye insurance companies, and they have non-competition pacts pretty much across the board, which makes them ostensibly.
I thought they were just owned by one company.
Most of them are, yeah.
Most of them are. It has changed in recent years because of people being able to sell glasses online. But it is still mostly dominated by one company, yes.
Spore druids would like to talk to the druid about druids hating other undead. They're an undead druid class, though. I think so, yeah. The spore druid's pretty close, because it's all about decay. I don't know if they actually get necromancy spells.
I should clarify the type of druid that I am, which is pretty much a dirt druid.
I was going to say mud, but yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Pottery. Well, I don't just do pottery, right? That's just the way that most of my shape earth manifests. Anyway, soil life is extremely important to me. And if you stop the cycle of life and death, basically you're depriving the soil of nutrients. You're breaking the cycle of life and death. You're breaking the nutrient cycle, and that is against nature, and I don't like it.
But what about I don't have an argument for this. I'm not going to be saying something. I don't care. I think there's an argument to be made that, recycling is important. You should use what you got laying around.
Recycling is important, and every corpse gets broken down and recycled. Everything that has lived can live again.
But if you have to protect your garden, why not use the compost heap as a martial combatant? That's all I'm saying.
It's turned into a shambling mound.
Yep.
I'm down with that. I don't see how that goes against what I'm talking about.
I would consider that necromancy. It depends on how many bodies you have in your compost pile. It's a thin line. That's all I'm saying.
It shouldn't be very many, because you don't need nearly as much nitrogen as you need carbon.
If you decompose a dead goblin to make mushrooms, are you a necromancer?
No.
Every corpse is sacred. Corpses are objects once they, according to the rules.
Yep. That's why you can teleport with them.
Yep. Why endanger a poor innocent plant when you can just throw a dead body at someone?
Well, look, it depends on the plant, okay? Trees are more valuable, ecologically speaking, than humans generally.
Now we're just haggling on prices.
Yeah, that's... So?
Alright, I think I'm about done with this guy. A creepy bug monster. What time is it? About 1 o'clock? Yeah, let's do some more. This is a beefy cow man. Oni, hello. Gamma, welcome. Don't forget the percentage of feces. That's true, yeah. Give me a Puromancer. I don't think I've ever said this here. I had gotten COVID. I'm sorry to hear that. But I'm already negative now again. Go my immune system. Congratulations. It's a good thing to be. COVID free. I hope you're glad to hear you're recovering. I hope it wasn't too terrible for you.
I thought the World of Warcraft monk class was available for all the races.
Most of them.
There was I guess a new update that Goblins, Lightforged Draenei, and the Worgen can all be monks now.
Huh. Yeah, I didn't realize they couldn't be.
I just assumed everyone could be.
Yeah, the Lightforged Draenei are an extended race, basically. Like, they just came out a little while ago. The Goblins, though, that surprises me. I thought they could be monks already. Maybe not. It might be because monks they start in a specific area. No, they don't. Not if you're a troll. I don't know. Weird. I haven't leveled a monk yet. I should probably do that one of these days. I think I have like a level 20 monk. Okay, I'm done with that one. I'm gonna roll some dice again. So, what's up, Bionic? What's up? Is fertilizer transport okay? Like transporting fertilizer or transporting through fertilizer? Play Guild Wars 2. Rolling the dice. A kobold preservationist. I don't know what that is. This is for Pathfinder. He works with zoological collections, animating the various bottles and boozed specimens. I'm very confused about this sentence. There are
So
many.
Natural history museum specimens stored in bottles of alcohol.
I mean, that's my assumption. I've never heard it bottled and boozed before.
But yeah,
So plate of
you
I mean,
also
if you're-
don't want to drink it.
No, yeah, if you're preparing your specimens correctly, you are not using the type of alcohol you want to drink. So
that will kill you. Custom subclass
very
part
least-
mimicry. Also killed the bard in the party and stole their hair. Oh no!
Ew.
And while being mute, convinced to shopkeep to buy it. That's an interesting way to play the game. As long as everybody's having a good time, I guess. I made a poppet that is like it's Conan the Lion from Bleach. It's
but
fun.
also Batman.
But also Batman. Yeah, Conan the Lion pretending to be Batman. Pretty great. I like poppets.
It is
Poppets
pretty
are really
great. He's a railgun.
Yep.
Javelins.
Play the
Yeah.
game WoW is stealing mechanics from. Bionic, I hate to tell you, Guild War is I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. It's a mediocre WoW clone. Like, I'm sorry. Guild War 2's claim to fame was crowned dots. Like, they were like, you can see telegraphs. It's like, yeah, that's how MMOs work. It's okay. It's a good game. Like, I played it for a while. But I stopped playing it because I remember I stopped playing it and my friends stopped playing it at the same time because we're like, this is almost like WoW, but not as good. Why aren't we playing WoW? And we're like, yeah. And we just went back and did that. So, like, hopefully it's changed. The company has turned down my applications many times, so I'm a little salty, but
A genetically accurate Batman is Man-Bat,
yep.
who was a DC villain
Yep.
of Batman.
The Man-Bat. Man-Bat's pretty good. The combat in Guild Wars 2 involves more buttons. Like reactionary buttons? Tell me more. I love not having played either side of the argument and not having an opinion and just being able to watch, eat popcorn gleefully. Yeah, like I don't have a stake in this fight. Like, I've been playing WoW since it came out, on and off, and I have lots of complaints. I have lots of complaints about it. I think Final Fantasy 14 was really good for a while because it was different, but it's all the same. Like, it's just, you know, MMOs are MMOs. It's hard to get away from the things that make them function. I can't say this word. Njwata Wizard? Everybody's favorite obscure cannibalistic elf ogre hybrid. From the pages of Dragon Magazine. So an elf ogre. Elf ogre. It doesn't say class though, but I assume it's a monster. A barbarian? That could be fun. Elf ogre barbarian. What am I rolling? I didn't roll. Oh, wait, yes I did. I rolled a 1. Kobold. We're on a kobold. A kobold preservationist, huh? So I'm thinking maybe, I don't know, clerical? Should I do clerical or should I do Indiana Jones? Both are viable. Both are viable options.
I was thinking Simic Scientist Wizard.
But as a kobold? Or are
Yeah,
they,
why
or do
not?
they preserve kobolds? Is that what you're saying?
No, like, I don't know, the kind of the general vibe of like the weird biomagic Simic
Sure.
wizards have. Like, I'm hesitant to call them druids, but
Mhm.
like druids with a wizard mindset, I guess.
Gotcha.
Blasphemy. There's no
Well,
such thing.
My first session, I accidentally TPK'd my entire party via snake pit. That's a bummer.
Oh,
Snake pit.
Yeah,
could have been worse. It could have been a TPK with water.
yep, that's true. Dark Souls 3 gives more freedom than Guild Wars 2.
I could see that. Yeah, like just like a lot of MMOs, like they're actually pretty restrictive with their class systems for balancing reasons. Whereas since Dark Souls is generally, it's honestly more of a single player game. Like their balancing systems are crap, so they just let you do whatever you want, which is fun. Like this is absolutely fun. I mean, just for the class I was playing, I guess I mashed a ton of buttons. Oh, I can see that. Yeah, I could definitely see that. Everything feels off coming from Bloodborne, Dark Souls 3, and Elden Ring. Oh yeah, yeah. Indiana Jones. Anyone have ideas for names for a raccoon battle steed for a poppet? Chubbs. Chubbs is a good one.
What did Jump Rope call her raccoon?
Bandit.
Bandit.
Yep. Bandit's a classic raccoon name.
If it's a sentient raccoon race, though, is Bandit classic or is that racist?
They have bandit masks, like Little West,
With
Old
a
West.
battle steed, so I'm assuming it's just
Old
a large
West
raccoon.
battle masks.
Sorry, I didn't mean to pick you off there, Rick.
No, I don't think bandit is. I think the word raccoon might be more racist than bandit.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Or name it Sly Cooper. Sly Cooper's pretty funny. Bob.
What was the place? I guess it was PlayStation. About the raccoon thief character.
Yeah, that was Sly Cooper.
Oh, okay.
He bested him in combat, and now he's part of this. That's pretty good. I hope, Bionic. I hope you're not taking my Guild Wars 2 trashing to heart, because like it's a fine game. I have no problems with Guild Wars 2. I just don't want to play it. It's the unfortunate part of it. Man. I remember Guild Wars 2 being better than Rift. That's all I really remember. There was a time when like WoW was really dipping, and so a whole bunch of new MMOs started coming out and people started playing them. I tried a bunch of them. Not a lot of them had very much staying power. What was the other one? There was one that was like Ratchet and Clank inspired. They're like, it's Ratchet and Clank in World of Warcraft. I'm like, it wasn't great. It did not do well.
I know for a while, like a lot of like
Kara?
Japanese and Chinese MMOs were becoming
Yeah.
popular. Like
The Korean
World.
MMOs like just took over the scene for about 2 years. Like there was a new one coming out like every month.
Yeah. I tried playing one called Perfect World,
Mm-hmm. Yep, I remember. Perfect
and it
World.
like gave me a virus.
Bummer.
It's like, oh jeez.
Like literally gave your computer a virus?
Yeah, like I had to take it to IT and they had to remove. Like,
Oof.
they're like, don't download anything. I'm like,
Yeah. I'm not a furry, but Rivet is kind of too cute. I'm not gonna trash talk your sentence, but you know, be who you want to be. We're not gonna shame you here. I think you're thinking of WildStar. Yeah, I think it was WildStar. I played Perfect World for a little bit. I think WildStar was the thing, which they were another big like, our action command system is top notch, and it's like it's not, and the latency makes it unplayable. So I did not play that one. I played that one for like a weekend.
I played it and I actually really liked it.
The art style was really cool. Like I was really excited for that game, but the playing mechanics it wasn't fun to me.
I liked their meta class. You basically like shock people with paddles.
Yeah.
Played a little bit of Era online.
Okay.
That game actually had a really fun combat system because it felt a little more like an action game, but had enough leeway that latency didn't ruin it.
That's good.
Everything else you've heard about the game is true, though.
I am. Apparently, the company who made it is also like partnered with Guild Wars, the WildStar.
Arena? Is there an arena in that game?
I don't think so.
Hmm.
It's just because I went to their official site and it's like WildStar, Blade and Soul, Guild Wars. I'm like,
Huh.
interesting. I've also played Blade and Soul.
Play the Star Wars MMO enough to do some raids. That's exciting. Yeah, what was it? Well, I don't know if it was Old Republic. What was the MMO that they came out with? I played that a little bit, and I got really, really bummed because of how few abilities there were. Like, all the characters felt very flat, and I was like, no, I want to be like a badass Jedi running around. And I tried the Mercenary, and I was just like, eh. And I still have friends that play that. They still really like that game. So, like,
there were 2 Star Wars MMOs, weren't there? There was Star Wars Galaxies and then the Old Republic.
yeah, I think I played the Old Republic, and I don't think I picked up Galaxies.
Yeah. Because the Old Republic was like a MMO version of Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah. Which sounds awesome. Like, it sounds like it should work.
I tried it out because it's free to play. I played for like an hour or 2, and yeah, I enjoyed it.
I think I paid for it. I think I paid for it and regretted it.
I think it was paid before.
Yeah.
Like, it went free to play at some point. Like,
Yeah.
so many of these do.
Like Guild Wars 2 is now free to play.
Oh, really? Oh, dang it. Maybe
Mhm.
I will have to try it.
Like, you only get like the base game, you don't get any of the
Sure.
DLC stuff, but I like it for their plant people.
Yeah, the art style is awesome. I love the art style. The weird horned werewolf people. But, yeah.
The Char.
Char, yeah. Definitely a cool game. I would say that's probably so I have friends that are still playing 14. So, like, of games I've played, it probably goes World of Warcraft, Final Fantasy 14 and 11. Because those are essentially the same game. They're just upgraded versions of each other. And then Guild Wars 2. I think probably the most MMOs I've played. I need to play 14 again. I got new content out, and I haven't done the raid yet. I've been busy. I'm too busy.
Yeah, for the longest time, only games I
Oh.
could play on computer were like Age of Empires.
Sure. Yeah, Final Fantasy 14 when it came out was the biggest pile of crap I think that I've seen in a long time. So
It got
much
better.
so. It got better, yeah. But A Realm Reborn was actually not great either. It was okay. Like, I think that's the biggest thing. It's like, compared to the other games, it was still not great. And then they started getting their shit together. Cool. Bunny Boy is S tier though. Yeah, the Bunny Boy is like definitely like the peak correction for that game. Like, it took them a long time to figure it out. It's like, what do people actually want? Like, Bunny Boys. Like, oh, okay, we'll do that.
And apparently one-horned tiger people.
Oh man, fucking. Why do I just have such a weird disposition to tiger people? I don't know what it is.
I mean, I believe you when you say that Magic the Gathering ruined cat people for you.
Johnny can freaking, I don't know, something. Ugh,
Get banned.
yeah. Apparently, the next crossover events for Magic the Gathering are going to be Doctor Who and Lord of the Rings, and it's just like, hey, I hate you guys. Just stop.
You know what? I am no longer sorry for what is happening to WotC.
I did like the art on some of the cards for the Warhammer stuff. It was pretty cool.
I mean, I can't fault them for their like Magic the Gathering artwork got me into art, like 100%. So I'm not gonna, I won't trash talk that, except for like the what was it? The Transformer stuff was hot garbage, but that was just laziness.
Yep. Forced upon them by Hasbro.
Yeah. Final Fantasy 12 tried to mimic MMOs for solo play, like the games being a loner. Yeah, that was my least favorite Final Fantasy game. 12 was awful. I think they finally started figuring it out with like 15. So we'll see what happens. But man, yeah, 12 was a stinker. Doctor Who Magic the Gathering makes me want to vomit. Yeah, it's just like, why are these things mixing? I don't understand.
Doctor Who is fine. Magic the Gathering was a game that a lot of people enjoyed. I was not one of them, but I respected it and the community.
Sure.
And I do not think that those two things have any business being together.
Wait, there was a My Little Pony and Magic the Gathering crossover? How'd RPG?
No.
Hello, welcome in. How are you doing today? Are you doing alright? I bought my first Magic the Gathering packs and got amazingly mythic commander. Nice. Congratulations. The first time I ever went to a tournament, like a pre-release tournament as a kid, what did I get? I got like a Basilisk, and I freaking still have that card. It's not a good card. It costs like a nickel, and it's awesome, and I love it. Crossovers most things now. They've crossed over most things. That's fair. And the crossover events really are just promotional stuff anyway, so like it doesn't affect the gameplay. But like, I don't know. I like Magic. I appreciate Magic's for its art and for like its flavor text. And it always feels like when they do that stuff, it's just kind of like, feels like it's cheapening that, because it's like, no, you guys should really be like paying the artist to make amazing stuff, not merchandise. But you know, those two things they're not mutually exclusive, so whatever. Okay. Doctor Who is not known for its amazing artwork. I don't think that's a good candidate for for a Magic card. That's more my argument.
So I was looking up the My Little Pony thing, and apparently it was just like a set of like 4 cards they released.
Funny.
It might have been a little bit more, like 5 or 6 or something cards, and it was like $200.
Oh yeah. Okay, SDM, just looking today. Have a good draw. Thank you. Okay, SDM. Hope you're doing well.
So I need to know: does this orc bartender look enough like he's over your shit?
Yeah, he looks pretty over. Looks pretty over it.
I'm glad I made the decision to color.
I like your dung nose, Kobold.
Yeah. I was gonna give him ears and I didn't. Instead I just gave him big old horns.
The horns kind of mimic ears, which
which maybe I should. Maybe I should give him the little. Nope, I don't like it.
Little bat ears.
Yeah. Little tiny nubbins. Mix Magic the Gathering and D&D. You can play a Delic Bard for destruction. I mean, they did that. That exists. You can do that now. They also have. I have a couple of Magic the Gathering books for 5th edition, which are not great, but they exist. There's actually more than 4. There was a whole pack apparently. Guy at my local shop had a decent number of cards mixed into their deck. That's funny. That's actually kind of funny. I like some of that stuff, like the what is it? They always come out with the unglued cards and the I can't remember what they're called. Shoot. This is what all the
silver border.
Yeah, the silver bordered cards have a specific name. That's where a lot of the squirrel cards come from. But they're meant to be more of like a lighthearted deck and have some funny stuff in them.
I will always stand by Theros as a good book.
Well, Theros isn't bad. I think
better for DMs, I think, because it gives
it
expands some of the things they have into DMG about like piety and like rewarding things for that. And it's like, oh, this is how you can do it. We're finally giving you ideas on this.
The Ravnica books also, it's not terrible. It's not terrible, but it really is it's adding like how to add political intrigue to shops in a city. And it's like, I didn't want that. That's not what I was looking for.
Yeah.
But it's not a bad book. It's got some stuff in it. There's so much potential behind Magic the Gathering RPG. I don't think WotC is currently qualified to pull it off though. That's fair. Unhinged and Unglued. Yeah, I think those were two. Are all of them considered unglued cards, or was that a specific set of them? I don't remember.
I think Unglued was the first set, and they just kind of it's just kind of an umbrella term for all of the unsets.
That would make sense. I think there was another one too. Yeah, they've had a couple of them. They've had a couple of revisions. Nothing with squirrels and stickers. Oh, the stickers was such a stupid idea. Third one came out a couple of years ago. Build a spider deck. Spider decks are fun. I've built a few of them. I like them. I think there were 4 so years apart. Untamed. Yep, that might have been the last one.
But they really are. They're just like they're fun, silly decks that add like I think one of the last ones in the Untamed set, you'd get the front end and the back end of creatures, and you'd put them together. That was the mechanic they had. So you'd have like a half squirrel, half. That's what it was half and half. So it was like a half crocodile, half cat, and that was the cards you'd play.
It was Unhinged. That might have been the Unhinged one. Yeah.
I think they brought those type of cards back in a few years ago.
Yeah, they release a new one every now and again. Gluing cards together and covering them in stickers. Yeah.
I mean, some of the original ones was the like rip this card up and throw it and destroy stuff. I thought that was really funny.
Oh god, that one's great because of the whole story behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw one of the
Chaos Burst.
Something like that. Yeah. Saw one of the YouTuber groups that were playing Magic. They were playing some of those decks, and he was going to rip the card. They're like, "No, what are you doing?" He's like, "That's what the card says." They're like, "No, give him a like a token or something." he was like, "No, I'm gonna destroy this card."
Because the story I heard was because basically I think it's Chaos Burst. You throw it up in the air, and whatever card it lands on is destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
And so there were stories of people like tearing them up and like confetti and like throwing them onto the table and destroying everything.
Yep.
Like it's a dick move.
Rules as written.
Squirrel spiders. Yeah, you can do a squirrel spider.
Oh, thank you.
Hello, what are we drawing today?
Amanda, welcome in. I am drawing a kobold preservist. That doesn't sound right. Preservationist, that's the word. I'm actually just drawing really slow today. We're doing a lot of chit-chatting, which is good. I'm fine with that.
Back in my day, my friend did have a chaos orb in pieces he carried around in a
Plastic card box. That's funny.
Terrible.
We're talking about like Magic the Gathering and stuff. I think is what we're currently doing.
Well, those of you who know Magic and care about it are anyway. I'm just sitting here in the background coloring my grumpy orc dude.
I really do love Magic. I've tried to play things like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh back in the day, but it's like it never felt like it had the same vibes to them that the Magic did for me.
And scratch that itch.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, the rule set for Yu-Gi-Oh is nonsense. Absolute, utter, unparsable nonsense.
There is something to be said about you were just saying, like, playing a tabletop RPG for Magic the Gathering. Like, the Magic universe is so convoluted in itself that any, like, snapshot of it is fine, which is why I think, like, the Theros books works, right? Like, Theros has a cool Magic story, but once you start, like, mixing in the multiverse, like, it is completely incomprehensible. Like, there's so much weird stuff going on. So I don't know if it needs to have, like, a tabletop, but I do like taking things from Magic, and, like, I've used cards that exist for monsters and stuff, and my friends that play Magic are like, oh yeah, that's like that thing. It's like, yeah. So there's a whole lot of stuff going on there. Exploding Goblin. Great. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is too speed based, and Pokemon is too mana hoarding based. Yeah. On life science. Is necromancy a form of archaeology? Maybe.
It depends on how you play your necromancer.
Yeah. Necromancy is a type of healing magic.
Or healing magic type of necromancy.
The latter, I think. I think the latter makes more sense.
Paleontologist necromancer just reses.
Let's ask this dinosaur how he lived. Oh god, it was violently.
Turns out he was very hungry. I'll need that regeneration spell sooner than I expected.
Though you could also make the argument for animate inanimate objects.
Yeah. Personally, I think that would make more sense because I think that a fossil is long past resurrect.
I agree. I see what you're saying, and I think you're correct. Is animate dead more akin to animate object than resurrection, right? And I think so. I would agree with that.
I'm mainly speaking in the context of, like, fossils, where fossils are actually just stone.
Yeah.
Unless you're, like, have a actual physical skeleton of a dinosaur.
I think
then
fossilization.
animate away.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a wizard archaeologist playing my class wrong. There you go. Sounds like Jurassic Park. You have to watch every episode of the cartoon to know what the rules of Yu-Gi-Oh! Were. Necromancers are just lore-hole bastards that prefer first-person accounting of history.
That could be pretty funny if you're just walking around, like, digging up graves to learn the history of the people. I'm sure you would find people that have a problem with that, but someone could justify it. I need to revive this old king and ask him who really is his heir apparent.
Alright, I think I am finished
Nice.
with this one.
I mean,
You want to do another one, or you can call it?
It's
1:20.
I don't. How much longer do you want to go?
I could probably go for another half an hour or so.
Okay, I want to do one more then. It definitely won't get colored. I probably will not spend as long as I did on this one, and for that I apologize for whoever's getting the fast version. But you know, it is what it is.
Technically, lots of fossils are mostly rocks, so giant skeleton golem. That's another way to look at it. I think that's what Corvus is trying to say. Like,
yeah.
and fossils are essentially just
Fossilization process is I keep trying to say replication. That's not right. It's a replacement.
replacement of the
Petrification.
petrification. Yeah. So there's a couple different ways to get fossils, which is kind of cool. I played a necromancy character whose players were archaeologists. Parents were archaeologists. Why can't I read today? So instead of animating the dead, she puts the animated dead back to rest. That's cool. I like that. Inspired by the book series where necromancers fought other necromancers by putting the dead back to rest. Okay. Necromancer, did you really just put the swords from the stone king? I'm the king now.
Am I still rolling a d20?
I would say roll a d12.
Okay.
We got down quite a few today. Dun, 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 dun.
Make new constructs
Mr.
with
Smooth
artificial
Snout.
souls.
12.
12. Poppet Witch. That's all it says.
Short and simple.
Short and simple.
Okay.
Poppet Witch.
Poppet Witch.
I'm gonna roll. Got 2. A Furbolg Moon Druid Monk. Mobster. Oh, it's dressed up like a stereotypical mobster. Uses a club. In his wild shape, he always has his fedora. That's pretty funny. Alright. Make undead dead again? I mean, I want to make undead constructs again. For sure. That's what I'm missing from my undead. Ooh, I'm getting some weird lag. There we go. Okay, we're back. What did I play in Guild Wars? Why am I thinking about that? I think I played a Char.
Big horned cat people.
That's the way to do it.
Honestly, my first one was one of the plant people. That was I think a mesmerist.
I feel like I would have played a plant person, but I think I didn't.
I like the plant people. I don't know if it's probably the same with other classes, the other things. But like when you go through your character creation, you pick all these things, and it actually changes your starting intro quest.
Hmm.
So
That's kind of cool.
yeah.
Puppets.
I found Liam O'Brien in my first one. I was like, that's
funny.
Liam.
I learned
His-
Pathfinder called plant people leshies, and I love it. Leshy is one type, yeah. We got leshies and Garans and
Weirwoods.
Unrasu.
Weirwoods. Yep, Konrasu. There's a whole bunch of different plant people.
The Weirwoods are not a playable ancestry yet in second edition.
Oh, that's
Probably will.
sad. They're essentially just like more naturalistic Warforged.
Yeah.
I still want to play Veggie Pygmies, which is a Pathfinder exclusive monster that I love.
They're basically just leshies, though. Like you could just run one as a leshy.
Yeah. I could, and then just add in the flavor of the background about how I was born from the corpse of a adventurer infected with the yellow russet mold.
Mm-hmm. Russet mold leshy. I don't know
Yeah.
what fedoras look like. I no longer have that in my brain.
This is the spear of my sire,
Indiana
Tech-
Jones hat.
made out of their femur.
Just
Or what's
walking
left of
around with it. Just wearing a skull. I'd be down with that.
Totally.
Myconids equal plant boys. Yeah, Myconids are great too. VeggieTales. VeggieTale party. Yeah, you think I'd know Indiana Jones hat better.
This is actually a true fedora.
Yeah.
I learned it because of you.
Yep.
What most people say is a fedora is actually a trilby.
Yep.
Yep.
Or that's way too small.
Here, Rook, I'll give you some reference. No.
You're just slightly newer, so. Or the hat looks slightly newer.
We both posted reference for you at the exact same time.
Nice.
Indiana Jones 5.
I'm excited. It's probably gonna be terrible, but I don't care.
Yeah, they have kind of steadily been getting worse and worse with each one, haven't they?
I mean, the first ones weren't super good. They're nostalgic and great.
Yeah. I think out of the whole bunch, I think my least favorite is the second one.
What's that?
Temple of Doom.
Temple of Doom? Yeah.
Where it's like chilled monkey brains and everything. It's like this is racist. Come on.
I mean, you're not wrong. I can't defend it.
Yeah.
I still like the movie, but you're absolutely
Yeah.
right. You're absolutely right. It definitely needs to have a little bit of a discussion.
Yeah.
It was also very sexist in the portrayal of the what's her name's character.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, it's a product of its time.
90s.
Mm-hmm.
Or 80s. I would guess late 80s, early 90s.
I would say Raiders of the Lost Ark is the best one, in my opinion.
Does have Sean Connery in it.
Yeah, which is always a plus.
I'm looking forward to seeing Antonio Banderas acting again. I haven't seen him in many movies lately.
Yeah, he hasn't been in much, has he?
Same with like Brendan Fraser, but he got, can't remember the award. He got Best Critic Award or something like that.
I didn't realize how beat up he got making the Mummy movies.
Yeah.
Me neither. And it's wild to me that he actually put on so much weight for his latest thing. The whale? No.
Yep. I think it's Whale.
Yep.
Jumping the
That's what you
Hat
got.
visual library while downloading into a new sleeve to save storage space, along with 6 years of improv comedy classes. Yeah, there's like, oh man. Frank Sinatra wears a trilby. So Frank Sinatra famously wore a trilby, but at the time the fedora was the hat, and that's I think partially why people get it confused, because he has worn both. Like the style at the time was the fedora, but because he was, a fancy lad, he wore a tighter, smaller hat, which is the trilby, and so it's both. It's both. But yeah, the trilby is just a smaller version of the fedora. The fedora is pretty close to it. It's like a felted cowboy hat. Is essentially where it goes. Fancier version. So hats are hats, man. The kid in Indiana Jones who played Data in the Goonies. He was the husband in the movie? What are we talking about? Oh, everything. Yeah, okay, Everything Everywhere All at Once. I haven't seen it yet. I really want to, though. Yeah. Antonio plays Puss in Boots, and he's not in the movies. There you go.
Well, I mean, like, being shown as like an actual actor, not voice acting.
Is Puss in Boots finally done? Like, was that last movie the end of it, you think?
I think so.
I didn't watch it. I'm not actually interested in it, but like the trailer looked to me like the Hallmark. It had all the hallmarks of a. This is kind of the last hurrah of this series.
Yeah.
I stopped watching after Shrek 2. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I feel like I haven't seen it, but from what I've heard people talk, it seemed to have a more serious feel to it. So
Trilby Fedora. Okay, yeah, Sinatra did have most of the fedora. They're similar.
Oh no, I lost the chat. Hold on. What did I do? You have to see it. So good. What do I have to see? Oh, the movie. Yeah. All Shrek movies are gold. I thought you were gonna say Hallmark made TV movies. I think they're trying to refresh Shrek franchise, maybe. I haven't seen Shrek 3 at all. Most of the Puss in Boots one. Wait.
How many Puss in Boots movies are there?
I think there's 2.
Okay.
I thought that there were like 3 or 4 at this point,
Is
but I
this-
don't really track.
Yeah, is this the second one? I thought this was the second one. Maybe not.
Oh, yeah. So there was a third. So this is the third one. I
Okay.
didn't know about the second one. Puss in Boots and the Three Diablos.
Actually, pretty decent, honestly.
I think I do want to like stipulate like anything I talk about is like not wanting to see or there are a handful of things that I think are bad, like just shame on people for doing and or making, but for the most part like things can be bad and still be enjoyable. Like
Oh yeah.
I will never tell somebody not to play a game they enjoy playing. I will never tell anybody to not watch a movie that they enjoy watching. I can give them reasons to not watch it, but like at the end of the day, do what you're gonna do. So don't think because I have an opinion on something that you shouldn't watch it or shouldn't enjoy something. I don't know how suits work. I'm struggling. Drawing close is hard.
Yep.
I've been drawing along with the stream and have only made one drawing. Rip my wrist.
That's definitely, you're not alone in that.
Yep.
I think part of the thing that people realize or don't realize is that like my sketches are nowhere near close to being like done drawings, right? When I do an actual commission, it takes me like hours and hours. So me drawing so fast comes from me doing this kind of draw stream, every week for the last 4 years.
Yeah.
So it's something to learn.
Same thing. Yeah, like even this thing that I colored, like that is nowhere near what I would consider a finished drawing. Like I would consider it a character sketch or maybe a character study.
I'll put some little leaves in his hat.
Art takes time. Which is part of why the AI generated art could be a really useful tool. People didn't use it in such a gross way.
That reminds me, if you have an Adobe Creative Cloud storage and you use that, you can opt out of having Photoshop use your shit for their AI training. Please do that if that is something you care about.
I think ArtStation's finally doing it as well.
Yeah, they're getting sued, so they made it so that people are automatically opted out, or you have to opt out. But they told people that they can opt out now.
Good.
Are they one of the groups getting sued by Getty Images?
Yep. Well, I don't know if they're the ones getting sued by Getty, but I think the companies are getting, the AI companies are getting sued by Getty Images.
Yeah.
But some people are suing ArtStation because they didn't basically didn't protect their stuff well enough. That's what their lawsuit is. Like, hey, so ArtStation's response is, hey, it's illegal to do the thing that you did that we didn't stop or tell people was happening. It's like, yeah, thanks.
I'm up to 60 hours on a 50 by 60 color map. Art takes ridiculous amount of time. So that's massive. Like, that's a huge undertaking. Well done.
Yeah. Yeah.
What time is it for y'all? It's almost 4 p.m. here. It's almost 2 here. Yeah, it's about 2.
Almost 3 for me.
Love the drawing so far, and yes, clothes are totally hard. Yeah. Rise, you're still up.
Yeah, it's I'm on the West Coast. Yes. So I think I'm always the last one up.
I mean, I generally don't go to sleep until like 2.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Which still, that might be before when I go to bed. I go to bed at like midnight. That's it for me.
I have been trying to be better about having a good bedtime, but like my health issues kind of come with a real fucked up circadian rhythm. So they're generally, I'm not on a 24-hour day. I am on a 26 to 30-hour day. So it's entirely possible, in fact entirely probable, that about half the time I'm up later than you.
That's fair. I'm trying really hard to stick to the schedule I have. Like the nights I have to stay up and work on something, like, oh, they kill me.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun. That's one thing I can tell people that are students. It's all-nighters are not good.
They're not good for you, and the older you get, the more your body freaks the hell out.
Yeah. I get so much work done when I'm pulling all-nighters. Like, it's not good work, though. It's not good work, and then your body suffers much. I think this is maybe this should just be my opinion, but I really do think that the more you can be disciplined in setting aside time and not having to do crunch time, the healthier physically and mentally you will be, and the better your work will become.
Yeah.
That's been my experience, and that's how I try to teach people. Because yeah, crunch times makes mistakes, and crunch time makes stress-induced things, and then you always kind of hate them. I always have. As someone who's written many papers on the last night.
Don't be like me. Don't
be like
don't finals week not sleep or eat for 2 days and then pass out in your lifeguarding class.
Yeah.
It was the class to pass out in if you were going to pass out, but
3 hours in, I hardly have a base layer painted on. Oof. So much time. I'm working on an 8-foot by 3-foot mural of a restaurant. That's awesome. That's super good. That sounds fun. Fun fact, some people are naturally nocturnal, but society has forced us into thinking that nocturnal circadian rhythm is not natural. That is... I am not going to comment on that.
Everybody's different. Talk to your doctor. Find out if that's true. Some people just... I worked overnights for a long time, and I worked at like a video store that didn't close till, 2 in the morning, so then I was up till 4 in the morning. I didn't see the sun for a while. I've also worked in restaurants and bars that don't close till 2 a.m. So like working at night can be totally natural for people, and some people do like that. I know a lot of people that just their cycle is different, right? But so nocturnal, yeah. Society, like talk to your doctor, figure out what works for you. Don't feel like you have to be stuck doing everything else.
Know about sleep is the idea that we need like 8 hours straight of sleep.
Yeah, that's not true.
Because people like naturally would wake up in the middle of the night. It's just like, oh, I'm awake now. Guess I'll do some light reading until I go back to sleep.
That is something I have heard.
To me last night.
and that's something I had to start doing when I was struggling to sleep more. A lot of it I think was stress induced. It's one of the advice I got and I tried was, if you can't go to sleep in the first 20 minutes, get up and do something light. Like, yeah, read a book or, watch a show. Give yourself something that just is calming and then try to sleep again. And unfortunately with that, like the thing that I always try to push is it doesn't matter when you sleep as long as you are consistent for yourself. Like, because if you know you're going to sleep at a certain point in time, you're not like ramping up something up to bedtime and then you can't sleep, or you're not watching things. And then, so just getting in the habit, training your body to be ready for sleep, I think really helped me get back to sleep. And it took a long time. Insomnia sucks. And things like all kinds of different medical conditions and lifestyles and things can change and affect that. So yeah, it's definitely worth talking to someone about.
And people who say sleep is for the weak, stop it.
Yep. Not healthy. Sleep is needed. Sleep might not be easy.
Sleep is for the strong because you don't get strong without sleep.
That's true.
So fuck you.
Yep. No, I've suffered with different levels of insomnia my whole life, and
same.
Just is the way it is. But yeah, for a long time, like my sleep habit was work until 4 a.m., go home, go to bed, wake up at noon, go back to work. Like that was my life for quite a few years.
So, Jared, what type of familiar would this witch have?
Nocturnal doesn't mean you only wake up during the dark. It just means you're
I think a little girl. Let's flip the script. This puppet's familiar as a little human girl who was liberated from the orphanage.
I will take that one, please. Excuse me? Mama! This creepy doll is saying some weird shit. I'm not into it.
My issue is having DID and the chance cause sleep either way. Yeah. And nocturnal doesn't all mean awake during dark. It just means that your most active period means you still get daylight time in.
Yeah. I think the problem with sleep is there is some like social norms that we're using, but like I think the biggest lie about that is most of our stuff doesn't run on that. Like everything that runs on the normal time, like the 9 to 5 job, is supported by people waking up at 4 a.m. and making them bread for their sandwiches in the morning. So like half of the world is always awake, right? Like it's just it's fine.
That's that norm is only the norm for people who have to do business with the bank during the day because that is norm. Yeah, the business norm is bank hours.
So don't feel discouraged. And I just want to I guess I pushed back a little bit from the comment, but I do appreciate your insight. I don't know what I'm doing with this. I kind of like the shape, and I just don't want to add more detail because my brain is fried. But Mobster Furbolg is a pretty good concept. And I looked up Frank Sinatra, and he does indeed wear both a trilby and a fedora. So
Depending on the day.
Because it's just a hat. We're just two hats of the style. Very similar. You imagine the line, it's like an upside down hill. What? Oh, I'm talking to my doctors, and it turns out my brain does weird things where it produces melatonin less and less the longer I've been up. Oh yeah, that's interesting. So I need more 25-hour banks. 25-hour banks. I don't know if I'd go to a bank that said it was open 25 hours a day. Like, wait a minute. I think your math is bad. I don't trust my money with you. But yeah. I mean, like that's the up and downside to it, right? Like 24-hour a day things are great for the people that have to be up that late, but then it forces more people to work that late. So who knows? Vicious cycle. Yeah.
I had to start like essentially telling my workplaces that like I can't work closing shifts at restaurants, because now that I have a family, it's like if I have to work that and then they have to work the 9 to 5, we never see each other, and it sucks. And so it's good to try to figure those things out, and so it's a struggle. It is really a struggle to have to work overnights and in the mornings, but for some people, I have family members that like they work the best that way. Like they've worked both, and there's, man, I like working nights because then I can sleep in and do stuff during the day. It's like, yeah, that makes total sense. I totally get it. Time paradox banks. Put it in the box. Did you deposit your money? I hope so. I did and I didn't. I don't know. Different cultures have different sleep patterns too. My friend in Egypt have work days till 3 to 4 and then go home and nap. Have late dinner. Yeah, growing up, I knew a lot of people whose families didn't have traditional working jobs. So a lot of my friends like ate dinner at 9 p.m. And that's closer to what I do now. I eat somewhere between like 7 and 8. But when I was younger, yeah, like it was my dad got home from work at 5:30, 6 o'clock, and we just ate right then. And just it is what it is. I don't think things are... I think people see that kind of stuff and they're like, oh, we're destroying the culture of America. It's like, America's culture is not, it's always been weird. Like everyone's different. We just stopped,
We try to standardize everything.
we stopped idolizing the standard, I think is a better way to look at it, right?
Yeah.
Like for a long time, like it's the whole thing with the turkey dinner, right? Like the turkey dinner wasn't a thing until all of a sudden, Time Magazine or whoever it was, and then everyone's like, oh, that must be the thing that everybody's doing. It's like, yeah, but nobody's been doing that. like we kind of tricked ourselves into what American culture is. Like American culture should really just be very broad and open.
Yeah.
Very vague.
Mm-hmm. It's a melting pot. We used to pride ourselves on melting pot. Now it's a culture war, which is a bummer.
How dare you not be exactly like me?
Mm-hmm.
It sucks. I hate it.
I do too.
Let me be me.
I'm from a different state. We do things different. Deal with it.
I think I'm gonna call it there. I think that's a good. Tomorrow I have so many things. The next like 2 months are booked up on commissions and stuff. So I'm gonna push really hard tonight to hopefully have video released tomorrow morning. We'll do that, and then go over to Twitch and do some more little sketches and stuff before I jump into the next commission. Friday we'll probably be back here. We actually got through quite a bit of these. I don't know if we'll have more or not, but we can definitely try that. Used to be proud of diverse culture, and now it's gonna conform you outcast. Yeah, it's very sad. Slowly trying to go back. I agree. It's weird. Oh, I hope, especially with YouTube Shorts, I hope gets a handle on their cantankerousness. Because yeah, I think a lot of that kind of like you're doing it wrong mentality is spawning from the way TikTok and YouTube Shorts has kind of been pushing stuff, and that's not necessarily political ideology, but just the like, oh, did you know this is a thing? And it's like, I want to have a conversation so that we can understand things again. So I don't know how much YouTube Shorts I'm going to be pushing, but I also want to, I want to be part of that conversation of hearing people's differing opinions. So hopefully we'll keep doing these things in a fun way and people can join in and enjoy them. Feel free to share these with your friends, the live streams and the videos. We'll try to have a live video or an actual video out tomorrow, like I said, and then we'll go from there, and we'll keep making sweet content for this year and hopefully the future to come. So thanks again for watching, everybody, today. It was fun. Had some good character suggestions. Bionic, if you're still there, Guild War 2 is good. I'm sorry if I was snappy. I do apologize. I just get so heated sometimes, specifically about ArenaNet. But no, Guild Wars 2 is fine. And if you do like those games, please keep sharing them. I love hearing about people liking those games. Call MMOs and stuff like that. Just because I'm not super into it doesn't mean I don't want to hear about it. So it's important to me to hear those things. So let's see if we can find somebody to raid, and then we'll call it a day. See if anybody is around.
Great.
How to RPG is upcoming. It looks like the Catnip Cast is having an upcoming video. And we can go see how to RPG is doing. I'm not sure when this will start. It says it starts at 3, so I'll send you guys over there. Check out the channel. It's really good. And we'll go from there. But stay happy, stay healthy, keep your dice on the table. We'll see you all on Friday. Bye, everybody.